And good morning, traders. This is FX Chief broadcasting from absolutely beautiful, sunny Orlando, Florida. I'd like to welcome you all to the mentorship room this morning, especially all you new traders. I'd like to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your Forex education. Let's see, I'm going to put in here a little picture of me to see if you can all see me here this morning. Good morning. Once again, I'd like to welcome you all to the mentorship room. If you would be so kind, if you are new to the room, I'd really appreciate it if you would type in exactly who you are and that you're new so that I can kind of stay focused on you. There's a lot of traders here in the room that have been here for a while, and hopefully those traders will participate in helping you feel welcome and even participate in helping you feel safe and even participate in mentoring you. Now, don't forget, the focus of this mentorship program is to help you learn as soon as you possibly can a trading strategy that aligns with your personality, that is easy to understand, easy to execute, and feels emotionally safe. Now, a lot of you new traders, you may somewhat feel that learning to trade is somewhat overwhelming. And understandably so. There's a lot to learn in the Ultimate Traders Package. Whatever you do, do not try to do everything. As you learn how to trade, I'd like you to focus in on a simple trading strategy that kind of aligns with your personality. One that's easy to understand, one that you feel emotionally comfortable with, that you can understand exactly what to do with that strategy, and you can say to yourself, well, gee, I feel safe with this one, and this one repeats itself. Now, don't forget, don't fall in love with just one currency, and don't fall in love with just one time frame. What you need to fall in love with is a simple trading strategy that you understand, that's easy to execute, easy to obey, where you know where to place your stop, know where to place your limit, know where to get in, and that you understand why you're getting in there. And even though in the Ultimate Traders Package we teach approximately 6 or 7 trading methodologies, the most important thing you can do is just learn one of them. Don't try to learn all of them. Don't try to execute all of them. And whatever you do, remember, the focus is to keep this simple. The focus is to get involved with something you understand, something that is real easy and makes you feel comfortable. Because if you feel forced or if it feels uncomfortable, there's a high probability chance you're setting yourself up for failure. So whatever you do, as you learn how to trade, keep it simple. Now, learning to become a successful currency trader is your dream. And I've learned that every dream is in the minds of the believer and in the hands of the doer. We're not given dreams without being given the power to make those dreams come true. Now, if you're not making the type of money you've always dreamed of, not only in life, but especially at trading, perhaps it's because you're locked into some sort of negative mindset. Perhaps you have not learned the appropriate skills on how to become a successful trader. Perhaps you're trying to do too much. Perhaps you're trying to take the simple part of trading and complicated the crap out of it. There's a lot of traders that just can't believe it's that simple. And one of the things I want you to do is I want you to understand that your responsibility is to keep this simple. And so by keeping it simple and by learning just one, maybe two trading methodologies that you can execute over and over and over again, that's where you're going to find success when it comes time to trading. Now, if you're not making the money you've always dreamed of, like I said, perhaps you're locked into that negative mindset. Perhaps you haven't learned the necessary skills. And so you're going to have to back up, and you're going to have to start to, if you've acquired some bad habits, you're going to have to back up, and you're going to have to keep this simple. Don't forget to pull out your grade your trade checklist, and before you execute every single trade, you need to get that grade your trade checklist out so that you are understanding what you're doing. Now, before you even turn on your computers, unless you're in the learning stage and you're not going to be executing trades. But if you've opened up your trading account, or even you've opened up your demo account and now you're turning on your computer and you're going to start to execute trades, whatever you do, please know where you're going and know what you're going to do before you turn on your computer. It's kind of like before you get in that car and drive to the grocery store or drive out of town or drive wherever you go. If you don't have a destination, all you're going to do is waste time and drive around town. And if you're not clear on what you're looking for, you're going to have a tendency to start to create stuff that will only hurt you, not help you. Which means, before you turn on your computer to trade with live money, you better be clear what your trading methodology is, what your trading strategy is, how you're going to go about finding that trade, what your time frame is, exactly how much time you want to be spending in that trade, so that you don't set yourself up for failure. The worst thing in the world you can do is say, I've only got 2 hours worth of time to get involved in finding a trade, and before you know it, because you have fallen in love with one currency, because you've fallen in love with one time frame, all of a sudden you find a trade on that currency, on that time frame, and before you know it, the market doesn't move according to your expectations, and now you're in a trade that's not paying off according to your plan, because the market doesn't move according to your time frame. It moves according to its time frame. But now you're locked into a trade that all of a sudden is not moving according to your plans and your time frame, and you start to get frustrated. And the worst thing in the world you can do is be in a trade and be frustrated, because all of a sudden you will start to take negative action. And that negative action usually equates to loss. Now, one of the reasons why we've changed the Forex tips and the analysis to a Analyst on Demand. How you liking this Analyst on Demand? Let me read some good stuff here about what do you think about the new Forex tips and the Analyst on Demand. And good morning, Gary Curtis. Good morning, Ken Forex. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, FX Baron. Good morning, FX Max. Michael, good morning. It is beautiful music that I was playing. EJ Cochran, good morning. FX Learner, good morning. FX Vista, thanks for coming in the room. Let's see. 06 Izat, good morning to you. Amwal, it's more than helpful. He's talking about the membership route. Good layout, not as clear as it could be. Listen, Marcus, and all you guys, if the Forex tips is not as clear as it could be, and good morning, Anguilish 8. Walter TVA, good morning to you. Sandy, it paid 98 pips on the GBP. Great, Sandy. I'm glad you made 98 pips. That's great that you were able to stay in there. FX Joyous, good morning. Appreciate Forex tips. Listen, if you have any suggestions about how we can make Forex tips any better, please don't hesitate to tell us so that we can make it better. We're here to meet your need. We're not here to meet our need. We're here to help you learn how to become a better trader. EJ Cochran says, it's great. Looking forward to utilizing it more. Right now, I'm more of a spectator. That's all right. That's what this is all about, is learning how to trade. I love it, says R. Saint Fort 88. Love some of these names anyway. But FX Chief, there is no way you archive it. No, we just, because we're streaming this and videotaping all this, it just eats up a tremendous amount of memory, and we would need massive servers. And we're trying to deliver this as economically as possible in order to help all of you. And on behalf of everybody here at Market Traders, I do want to say thank you for all your continued support, and thank you for everything you do to participate in not only the mentorship room with me, but also with the Analyst on Demand. We have FX MVP out this week. He's got a really bad cold. But as you know, I usually like to start off with FX Joyous says, yes, repeat what you showed yesterday, please. Well, yesterday I jumped in because FX MVP's out, and I jumped in and participated in the Analyst on Demand. So I'll see what I can do with that, FX Joyous. I do have an agenda that I'm going to try to keep up with. Now, you know, I always like to start out with something funny. This is called the U.S. Today's Stock Market Report. Here's today's stock market report. Helium was up, feathers were down, paper was stationary, fluorescent tubing was dimmed in light trading, knives were up sharply, cows steered into a bull market, pencils lost a few points, hiking equipment was trailing, elevators rose while escalators continued their slow decline, weights were up in heavy trading, light switches were off, mining equipment hit rock bottom, diapers remain unchanged, shipping lines stayed at an even kill, the market for raisins dried up, Coca-Cola fizzled, Caterpillar stock inched up a bit, sun peaked at midday, balloon prices were inflated, and Scott Tissue touched a new bottom, and batteries exploded in an attempt to recharge the market. This is today's stock market report. Okay, everybody, today we're going to talk about two things. The psychological part of trading is going to be all about, do you really take the time to learn from your mistakes, or are you a habitual repeat offender? Most people that make mistakes have a tendency to beat themselves up and are really hard on themselves and even place themselves in a position to where they turn skittish and fearful. Therefore, they become afraid to take the necessary action in fear of making an additional mistake. If you are the type of person that has made a few mistakes at trading and now you're somewhat fearful at making additional mistakes, then you've got a problem, and you're going to have to learn how to overcome that, because one of the things the market is constantly doing is it's constantly moving. It's constantly on the go. It's constantly providing trading opportunities for traders that understand how the market moves and how to take advantage of the market. Remember, we are all here to learn how to take advantage of this market instead of this market taking advantage of you. Now, if some of you are somewhat overwhelmed and really don't know, if you will, what you should be doing, continue to come into the Analyst on Demand, continue to review your UTP, zero in on a trading methodology, and if you're still struggling, you may want to consider getting involved with one of our courses, which is literally taking all your focus and zeroing it in to somewhat of laser light focus, allowing you to zero in on one trading methodology. I've noticed that traders that, for example, that take the scalping class, instead of being all over the board trying to learn 7 to 8 different trading methodologies, by taking the scalping class, they zero in on 1 or 2 scalping methodologies. We've noticed that the traders that do take the scalping class have a tendency to make a tremendous amount of money, in as much as they're in and out of the market a lot. They're busy trading. It becomes fun and exciting because they zero in on that skill. And so if you're somewhat overwhelmed with the UTP, you may want to step forward and consider taking one of the classes we have to offer. For example, like the Swing Traders class. The Swing Traders class is all about teaching clients exactly how the market moves in price swings and how to take advantage of those price swings on larger time frames. Now, of course, we're using indicators. And right now we have a 2-day on-site class taking place here in our offices. And I was speaking with one of the traders yesterday, and he said, you know, Chief, he said, I'm just literally somewhat overwhelmed with, I mean, the information that's in the UTP is great information, but the reality is I'm just overwhelmed, and I really need to focus in on one or two simple trading methodologies. Now, if that's you, and you haven't attended the 2-day class, you really need to try to set aside some time to attend the 2-day class. If you're listening to this in a recording fashion because you didn't take the time to come in here live, and because you're bankrupt for time, you may want to consider getting involved with one of our courses, the scalping course, the swing traders course, even the master's course. Those courses are all about helping you zero in on one trading methodology. Now, you may say to yourself, well, you know, all I'm trying to do is capture, 10, 20, 30 pips in a day. Well, listen, with prices moving anywhere from 100 to 150 pips, with trading ranges moving that, to grab 10, 20, 30 pips a day is relatively easy, provided you have been educated on knowing where to get in the market and why, and knowing where to get out of the market and why. And part of this mentorship program is to zero in on teaching you simple trading methodologies that you can walk away from and apply. Now, I never cease to be amazed at how much time I try to teach trading methodologies right here in this mentorship program, and nobody applies them. I had one of the traders here in class yesterday pull me aside and say, Chief, I have no idea why we are such hard-headed people. He said, this is my 6th time to class, the on-site class. Furthermore, he says, I've been with MTI for over a year. I've listened to every one of your mentorships. And he said, finally, I got it. He says, finally, as you teach, learning how to read a 2-hour chart and then going and finding your trade on a 15-minute chart and understanding the daily trading range, that little simple process there literally turned my trading around when I finally quit everything else and I just zeroed in on that simple trading methodology. All of a sudden, I now am consistently making money. And he says, I just wanted to come by and say thank you and tell you that whatever you do, tell everybody else to quit fighting it, because I fought this for a whole year, and as I was fighting it, I could never achieve what I was looking for until I finally just said, you know what, that trading methodology is what I'm going to do. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to share with you what he said. Tomorrow, we have the master's class. We have the on-site master's class. If by chance there's anybody that lives nearby or can hop in a car today and drive down here tonight, or if you live here locally, if there's anybody here listening, there's the master's class, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, in the master's class, one of the things that I do is I teach traders how to effectively trade the daily trading range with multiple currencies, and I teach everybody how the economy works, because it's really critical to learn how the economy works. By knowing how the economy works, you literally can judge which way the market is going to move for the day. The master's course is all about learning how to create indicators for automated trend lines, outer trend lines, inner trend lines. Use a combination of a variety of indicators that literally show trend direction for the day, and we just take advantage of the market. If by chance we enter in the wrong direction first thing in the morning, we're quick to reverse our position. I teach you, and the people that take the master's course end up loving it, because what ends up happening is they learn how to trade 4 to 6, sometimes 8 currencies at a time. 8 currencies at a time. And think about it. if you're trading 6 currencies at a time, and you grab 40 pips, only 40 pips per currency, that's 240 pips for the day. Now, one of the things that master traders learn is that set of indicators that give comfort in the direction the market is going. One of the things I've always enjoyed about trading with indicators is, if the indicator's wrong, ain't my fault. Ain't my fault. And a lot of you traders, you're sitting there with your whole family watching you, and you're sitting there with everybody asking you on a daily basis, hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's your trading going? Did you make any money today? And that pressure can be awfully tough. And so the greatest part about learning to take the scalping class, the swing traders class, the masters class, is we're learning how to trade with a set of indicators that are really helping us make our decisions and giving us comfort in the number that we're trading. So that's what this is all about, is learning how to feel comfortable and acquire comfort in the number that we're trading. And so there's still room in the master's class for a couple more people for tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now listen, I will be teaching the master's class next month as well. I think there's only, they informed me today to tell me I think there's only 3 slots left for next month's master's class. If some of you are struggling with perhaps the finances, we have gotten involved with a company that will finance this for you, and you can take this down to $150, $200 a month payments to finance your courses. You got to remember, if you can learn to grab 100 pips to 200 pips a day, $200 a month just isn't a whole lot. And once again, like I said, the focus of all this is to teach you how to keep this simple. So now today we're going to be learning how to trade the Gartley, and so it's called a sub ABC D retracement inside a swing. So everybody, let's move to the charts and let's see what takes place here. Now, what we have here is we have the charts. I have up here the GBP US dollar and the GBP US dollar 10-minute. This is a daily chart. This is a 10-minute chart. Let me ask this question. Are there any traders in the pound today? Are there any traders in the pound today? And if you are in, if you'd be so kind to say, gee, I'm in the pound, and this is where I'm going, and this is what I'm doing. Are there any traders that are in the pound? I'm going to hold off to see if there's any traders that are in the pound. And tell me, if you're in the pound, are you long or are you short? Are you long or are you short? Okay, yes, you sold. Sandy says yes. FX Joyous says yes, I'm long. Sandy says yes, I sold it at 161.41. 161.41. 161.41, way up here. Great. Boy, that's Sandy, great job. And you got out at 160.46. Gee, see, which was brilliant, Sandy, and I'm going to tell you why that's brilliant, because, see, at 4 o'clock in the morning, this, if you look up here, this was the top of the trading range, and the market has been averaging about 140 pips in trading range. If we look from this high, which took place at around 3 o'clock in the morning, all the way to this low, that's about 135 pips, which means this would have been the bottom of the daily trading range. And so you sold this, right? Maybe you sold it here, you sold it when it pulled back, and then you got involved here and took all the ride down, which was brilliant. By understanding exactly how the daily trading range, this allowed you to get out. Furthermore, if you spread your Fibonacci's, which is A to B, during the trading range, saw that it went to the 786. This showed that the market was going to go here to 60, 67, but that would not take it for the extension of the trading range. So let's see. Great job. Let's see. Wade Goog, you say you're long. Wade Goog says got in at 68.1. 68.1. So you're long as of right here. So did you go long here or did you go long over here? Because if you're long now, you're waiting for this market to now break this trend line. If this market breaks this trend line right here, then we're going to continue north and reverse and take off north. I'm going to analyze this chart to show you where we're at. CCP says, yes, your system from yesterday grew my account by 52.2 pips this morning. CCP, great. I'm glad yesterday what I taught turned around and helped you out. FX Lion says, out now since it has gone long. FX Baron says, shorted GBP since 3 a.m. Excited for 115 pips. Congratulations. Great. Glad you got involved with that, FX Baron. And Krishna, I went short and got out after making 26 pips. Don't know where you shorted the market, but it sounds like you got a little excited. You could have grabbed a little bit more. I don't know where you got involved, but hey, 26 pips is a winner day. Ken Forex says 94 pips from yesterday. Wade Goog says most recent. Okay, let's talk about where the GBP is. Now, if we look at a daily chart,